Fight fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. To all my new subscribers, I appreciate you. And my returners, welcome on back. So this fight, we're going to talk about Shimon Smotritsky versus Mike Malott. And straight off the bat, I have some concerns with Mike Malott, being that he's only had one fight at welterweight in this professional career. He's coming from a lightweight and featherweight background, whereas Shimon has consistently fought at 170, and he looks to be a legit welterweight at 6'2", 170 with a 74-inch reach, where Mike Malott is 6'1" and 170, and he took some years off. It's probably to grow into his frame and fight at a more comfortable weight, which is here at welterweight. But I do question his toughness in this division. And his record, 7 of his 8 fights have finished in the first round, whereas you got Shimon, who has 3 decision wins, a few knockouts and submissions. And so you see he's gone the distance. And when I just do the eye test, I look at Mike Malott and he looks very top heavy. And I think that's because he relies on his submissions, his choke game. And his legs look to be a little bit weaker, whereas Shimon has nice thick legs and he's a well-rounded shape. And so I think this is going to play a factor because once Shimon is able to get out of the first round, it's a question mark how Mike Malott is going to respond. And if those legs are shaky, you know, it's going to be tough because the Shimon is a heavy wrestler. And so I see this fight playing out with Shimon executing his takedowns, the body clinch to the trip, and dominating on the ground, whereas Mike Malott could blow his gas tank trying to get a first round finish. And with lack of experience after the first round, you know, that's going to be to his detriment. Whereas Shimon, with his experience, and especially at the welterweight division, is going to pay off dividends, because I have not seen Mike Malott really wrestle a legit 170 pounder. And so I think this is going to be a huge factor in the fight. And for those reasons, I'm going with Shimon to get the victory, the underdog, whereas Mike Malott has a lot to prove. And Mike Malott also has a background in coaching. And so I question, which is he more dedicated to, being a coach or a competitor? Whereas if you look at Shimon, he's full-fledged into this competition. He's had, 8 or 9 fights since 2016, whereas Mike Malott, he took years off from 3 or 4 years in gaps, and now he's back. And if you look at his Instagram, people are asking him, are you making a return? And that leaves a lot of doubt as to his commitment to this. And so a lot is yet to be seen from Mike Malott in this welterweight division. This should be his second fight in this division. And so I think the smart bet is going to be on Shimon to be consistent with his game plan and to execute. Whereas Mike Malott, he's going to go for this choke, but I've noticed Shimon has great choke defense. He's able to get his way out of there. He's smart and he's savvy, although he's young. So I expect Mike Malott to pretty much blow his tank trying to get a choke, if he's even able to get in position for it. And with that being said, I'm going with Shimon. And on another note, the striking coming from Mike Malott, he was knocked out by Dawodu, back in, I think, 2014. And then after that, he started taking a break. And his last fight finished in the first round, but that was against a much shorter opponent. Whereas this fight, he's going to be fighting a taller man with more reach than Shimon. So I don't think he's going to be able to come away with this quick knockout as he's been accustomed to, because Shimon is very tough and well-rounded on the ground and stand-up. Shimon has a great question mark kick. He's good with his defensive distance, his range, his parrying, his head movement is going to keep him out of a lot of trouble when it comes to these punches. Whereas Mike Malott, I have not seen much kicks. He looks a little stiff in his stand-up when it comes to the punches exchanges. And I believe his bread and butter is his jiu-jitsu. He's looking for that submission, but Shimon has great jiu-jitsu as well. So I believe Shimon's going to be able to endure whatever Mike Malott brings to the table. And with that being said, I'm putting my money on Shimon. If you guys found this information helpful, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Let's look forward to these fights and get this money. Peace out.